Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and fellow explorers of life's journey, as we gather today, I want to talk about something incredibly powerful, the value we continue to carry with us as we grow older, especially as we pass the milestone of 65. Often, society tends to place less emphasis on the value of the later years in life, but I am here to share a different perspective, one where the traits we develop with age are not only valuable, but far more precious than gold as we age. One of the greatest gifts we acquire is wisdom. Unlike the knowledge gained from textbooks or formal education, wisdom is a unique treasure built over years of lived experiences. It's not something that can be taught or easily transferred to others. It's earned through facing the trials and tribulations of life. This wisdom often becomes more refined as we grow older, as we learn from both our successes and our failures. When we are younger, we tend to look at life with a sense of urgency, believing that we need to achieve certain milestones by specific ages or within certain timelines. We may make hasty decisions or overlook the deeper lessons hidden within each experience. However, as we grow older, we learn to slow down and reflect. We begin to recognize that life isn't a race, but rather a journey that unfolds gradually. With this shift in perspective comes a deeper understanding of the value of patience, reflection, and timing. The wisdom we develop from experience is not just about accumulating facts or mastering technical skills. It's about understanding the broader picture, seeing things from different perspectives, and making decisions that consider the long-term consequences. In our younger years, we may take risks without fully understanding their potential impact. But with age comes the ability to weigh our choices more carefully, to recognize patterns in behavior, and to learn from the past. Another aspect of wisdom is emotional intelligence. As we age, we become more attuned to the emotional landscapes of those around us. We learn how to read situations, how to empathize, and how to offer support in ways that are more thoughtful and measured. This emotional wisdom enables us to foster stronger relationships, whether with family, friends, or colleagues, because we understand the importance of listening, validating feelings, and offering kindness. Furthermore, wisdom is deeply tied to our ability to accept the imperfections of life. As we experience hardship, loss, and disappointment, we learn that life is not always predictable or fair. But it's through these challenges that we gain the strength to endure. We become more resilient, not because we are unaffected by adversity, but because we learn how to navigate it with grace and perspective. We understand that pain and joy coexist, and that each experience, good or bad, holds valuable lessons that shape us into the people we are. With wisdom also comes a greater sense of self-awareness. We start to know ourselves better, the values we hold dear, the passions that drive us, and the things that matter most in life. This self-awareness is often accompanied by a release of the need for external validation. We no longer seek approval from others as we did in our youth. Instead, we are more comfortable in our own skin, trusting our instincts and making choices that align with our true selves. The wisdom that comes with age also allows us to be more present in the moment. We understand that time is precious, and the people and experiences that fill our lives should be cherished. We learn to savor the simple moments and appreciate the relationships we've built over the years. In essence, the wisdom gained from experience is priceless. It's a treasure that grows richer with time, shaping not just who we are, but how we interact with the world. It enables us to make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and face life's challenges with greater resilience. As we age, the wisdom we carry becomes a powerful gift, not just for ourselves, but for those around us as well. Emotional resilience is one of the most powerful qualities that develops as we grow older. It is the ability to adapt, bounce back, and even thrive in the face of adversity. Life inevitably brings challenges, whether it's personal loss, health issues, financial difficulties, or unforeseen circumstances. The younger version of ourselves might have struggled to cope with such trials, but with age comes a remarkable shift. We develop a deeper emotional resilience, that allows us to face hardship with a sense of strength, understanding, and grace. At its core, emotional resilience is the capacity to recover from setbacks. It's not about avoiding pain or difficult experiences, but about how we handle them when they arise. As we age, we often face loss in various forms, losing loved ones, experiencing health declines, or seeing friends and family members go through tough times. Each of these events can be emotionally devastating. Yet, with age, we accumulate coping mechanisms, strategies, and emotional tools that help us navigate through such pain without being consumed by it. This doesn't mean that we are immune to suffering, but rather, we learn to manage our emotions in ways that allow us to keep moving forward. One of the key aspects of emotional resilience is perspective. With time, we gain the ability to see situations in a broader context. We recognize that difficulties are often temporary, and that life, while unpredictable, is also filled with cycles of growth, change, and renewal. When we face challenges, we understand that while the situation may be painful or difficult, it does not define us. We see setbacks as part of the larger journey, not as permanent roadblocks. This perspective helps us maintain hope, even in the darkest of times, and allows us to draw strength from the knowledge that we have survived other hardships in the past. Additionally, emotional resilience is tied to our ability to process emotions in a healthy way. As we age, we become more adept at identifying and acknowledging our feelings without allowing them to control us. We understand that emotions like sadness, frustration, or fear are natural and valid, but they do not need to dictate our actions. We may have learned through experience that bottling up our emotions or ignoring them only leads to greater emotional strain. Instead, older individuals often become better at expressing their feelings, seeking support when needed, or engaging in activities that promote emotional healing. This emotional maturity also means we are more empathetic toward others. Having faced our own challenges, we become more attuned to the struggles of those around us. This empathy allows us to offer support in ways that are meaningful and impactful. We understand that everyone has their own battles to fight, and this gives us the patience and compassion to offer a listening ear or a helping hand without judgment. The resilience we develop with age also helps us let go of the need for control. In our younger years, we might have felt a strong desire to control every aspect of our lives, believing that if we could just manage things perfectly, we could avoid pain and hardship. But as we grow older, we come to terms with the unpredictability of life. We learn that while we cannot control everything, we can control how we respond to what life presents us. This shift in mindset is a key component of emotional resilience. It's about adapting rather than resisting and finding peace in the process. Ultimately, emotional resilience allows us to live fully, even in the face of adversity. It enables us to accept life's ups and downs with a sense of inner peace, knowing that no matter what comes our way, we have the strength to handle it. As we age, emotional resilience becomes a powerful asset, enabling us to continue moving forward with a sense of confidence and hope, no matter what challenges arise. Patience is a rare and invaluable trait that often becomes more prominent as we age. It's a quality that is honed over time, shaped by our experiences, and one that holds immeasurable value in navigating the complexities of life. In our younger years, we may have been driven by urgency, striving to achieve goals quickly or seeking instant gratification. But as we grow older, we develop a deeper understanding that some things simply cannot be rushed, and that waiting and enduring can often bring better, more meaningful outcomes. One of the core aspects of patience is the ability to wait without frustration or anxiety. When we are younger, we tend to be more impatient because we expect immediate results. We might set a goal and become frustrated if progress isn't made as quickly as we'd like. However, as we mature, we come to understand that growth, whether personal, professional, or emotional, takes time. The patience we develop allows us to be more accepting of life's slower rhythms and to recognize that not all things are under our control. We learn to embrace the process, rather than focusing solely on the end result. This shift in mindset often results in a deeper sense of peace. As we age, we recognize that some goals and dreams will take longer to achieve than we once anticipated, and that's okay. Patience teaches us that every step, no matter how small, is part of a larger journey. We become less likely to rush through life and more likely to savor each moment for its intrinsic value. This allows us to enjoy the ride, rather than constantly pushing toward a distant finish line that may, in the end, be less satisfying than we originally imagined. Moreover, patience plays a significant role in how we handle relationships. As we age, we gain a greater understanding of the fact that people grow and change at their own pace. In our younger years, we might have been quick to judge, criticize, or try to fix others, believing that our way was the only way. But with patience comes the wisdom to let go of the need for control and to allow people to be who they are, even if their path is different from our own. We learn to appreciate the uniqueness of others and to offer support without imposing our expectations on them. This patience fosters deeper, more genuine relationships because it's built on understanding and acceptance rather than impatience or frustration. Patience is also a vital component in dealing with challenges and setbacks. In the face of adversity, it's easy to become discouraged or want to give up, but with age comes the realization that obstacles are a natural part of life. They are not roadblocks, but detours that can lead us to new insights, opportunities, and growth. Patience gives us the strength to stay the course when times are tough, trusting that things will improve, even if we can't see how at the moment. It's this unwavering patience that enables us to persist in the face of difficulty, without letting frustration or despair take hold. In addition, the patience we develop over time allows us to be more compassionate and understanding, both with ourselves and others. We learn to forgive mistakes, knowing that nobody is perfect, and that growth comes through trial and error. This compassion extends to others, as we are more likely to offer grace and understanding when someone else falls short or struggles. This patient approach to life encourages us to foster environments of kindness and acceptance, where mistakes are seen as opportunities for learning rather than as failures. Finally, patience nurtures a deeper connection to the present moment. Instead of rushing to the next task or goal, we learn to be more present in our daily experiences. Whether it's enjoying a quiet moment with a loved one, savoring a cup of coffee, or simply taking time to reflect, patience teaches us to appreciate the small joys in life that often go unnoticed in the rush of everyday living. This mindfulness brings a sense of calm and fulfillment, enriching our lives in ways that can't be measured by achievements alone. In conclusion, patience is an invaluable trait that grows with age. It allows us to embrace life's natural rhythms, deepen our relationships, overcome challenges with resilience, and appreciate the present moment. The patience we develop over time leads to greater peace, wisdom, and fulfillment, making it one of the most precious qualities we possess. Unconditional love and compassion are two of the most powerful qualities that deepen with age, becoming defining traits in the later years of life. As we grow older, we learn to view life through a lens of empathy and understanding, recognizing that everyone, including ourselves, carries burdens and imperfections. Unlike in our younger years, when love may have been conditional or tied to certain expectations, the passing of time nurtures a purer, more selfless form of love, one that asks for nothing in return but offers everything in the spirit of kindness. Unconditional love is characterized by the absence of judgment, conditions, or limitations. As we mature, we begin to realize that love is not a transaction. It is not something that should be earned or withdrawn based on behavior. Instead, it becomes a force of acceptance and understanding. This type of love embraces others as they are, without attempting to change them, and provides a safe space for them to express themselves freely. For example, parents often experience this shift when they see their grown children navigate their own journeys, making decisions that may not always align with their own beliefs. Rather than trying to impose their views, they come to appreciate the importance of allowing their children to live authentically, knowing that love remains constant, regardless of the paths chosen. Compassion, on the other hand, is the ability to deeply empathize with another person's pain or suffering, and it is an essential companion to unconditional love. Compassion goes beyond feeling sorry for someone. It motivates us to act with kindness and to support others in their moments of need. As we age, we develop a greater capacity for compassion because we have experienced our own hardships and understand that everyone has their own struggles. Our ability to empathize becomes more refined, and we are better able to offer not just words of comfort, but tangible support, whether through acts of kindness, listening, or offering a helping hand. We recognize that suffering is an inevitable part of life, and rather than shy away from it, we seek to alleviate the pain of others, often without expecting anything in return. One of the key elements of unconditional love and compassion is forgiveness. Over time, we come to realize that holding on to grudges or past hurts only weighs us down, preventing us from experiencing peace and growth. As we age, the wisdom we acquire teaches us the value of letting go, whether it's forgiving others for past wrongs or forgiving ourselves for mistakes we've made. This act of forgiveness, rooted in unconditional love, frees us from the burden of resentment and opens our hearts to deeper connections with others. We recognize that holding on to anger or disappointment prevents healing, while offering forgiveness allows both ourselves and those around us to move forward with compassion and understanding. Moreover, unconditional love and compassion help us to approach life with humility. As we age, we understand that no one is perfect, including ourselves. We've made mistakes, faced challenges, and experienced moments of weakness, which fosters an attitude of humility and understanding toward others. This sense of shared humanity allows us to offer love and compassion without judgment, knowing that everyone has their own story and struggles. It encourages us to meet others where they are, without trying to change them or impose our ideals on them. This acceptance creates an environment of trust and mutual respect, where people feel safe to be themselves and to seek support when needed. Unconditional love and compassion also deepen our sense of connection to the world around us. As we age, we often become more attuned to the needs of our community, family, and the world at large. We see the interconnectedness of all people and recognize that we are not isolated in our own experiences, but part of a greater whole. This realization fosters a sense of duty to care for others, whether through volunteering, mentoring, or simply being present for those in need. It reminds us that our capacity for love and compassion is not limited by age. In fact, it can expand, creating ripples of kindness that impact others in ways we may never fully understand. Ultimately, unconditional love and compassion are not only transformative for others, but also for ourselves. They provide a sense of fulfillment and purpose that transcends material success or achievement. The act of giving love freely and showing compassion to those around us enriches our lives, helping us to feel more connected, fulfilled, and at peace. As we grow older, these traits become increasingly vital, shaping our interactions, relationships, and overall approach to life. Through unconditional love and compassion, we create a legacy of kindness and understanding, making the world a better place for those who come after us. In conclusion, the rare traits that grow within us after the age of 65, wisdom from experience, emotional resilience, unshakable self-awareness, patience, and unconditional love and compassion, are like treasures that cannot be measured in material wealth, but are far more valuable than gold. These qualities shape not only who we are but also the impact we have on the world around us. They give us the strength to face life's challenges with grace, the understanding to build deeper connections with others, and the peace to live authentically. As we age, we become walking embodiments of these gifts. We learn to see beyond the surface and embrace the richness of each moment, recognizing that every experience, no matter how small or difficult, adds to the beautiful tapestry of our lives. Our value lies not in what we have accumulated, but in how we offer our wisdom, compassion, and patience to others. So as we continue to grow older, let us celebrate the wealth we possess, not of gold, but of character. Let us pass on these priceless traits to future generations, teaching them the value of kindness, the importance of emotional resilience, and the power of patience and self-awareness. In doing so, we create a legacy that will endure far beyond our time, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of those who follow. Thank you. As we grow older, one of the most profound transformations that occur is the development of unshakable self-awareness. In our younger years, we often look outward for validation and try to fit into roles and expectations set by society, family, and peers. But as we mature, there is a shift, a growing awareness of who we truly are. This self-awareness is not just about knowing what we like or dislike. It's a deeper understanding of our values, strengths, limitations, and what truly matters to us. One of the most significant aspects of self-awareness that comes with age is the ability to embrace authenticity. As we age, we become less concerned with seeking approval from others or trying to fit into predefined boxes. Instead, we start to live in a way that aligns with our core values and beliefs. This authenticity allows us to make decisions that are in harmony with who we truly are, rather than decisions made to appease others or conform to social expectations. We become more comfortable with ourselves, which fosters a sense of inner peace and self-acceptance. Self-awareness also gives us the ability to recognize and accept our flaws. In our younger years, we may have been quick to hide our weaknesses or pretend they don't exist, but with age, we realize that our imperfections are part of what makes us human. This acceptance of our flaws frees us from the constant pressure to be perfect, and instead, we can focus on growth and self-improvement. We begin to recognize areas in which we can grow and become more intentional in our actions without the need for external validation. An important element of self-awareness is emotional intelligence. With age, we become more attuned to our emotional states and better understand how they influence our thoughts and actions. We can recognize when we're feeling stressed, angry, or frustrated, and we are more equipped to manage these emotions in healthy ways. This emotional awareness allows us to make decisions with greater clarity and less impulsivity. It helps us stay grounded in the present moment, rather than being swayed by fleeting emotions or external circumstances. Another crucial component of self-awareness is the ability to assess and understand our relationships. As we mature, we become more skilled at identifying the people who contribute positively to our lives and those who drain our energy. We become more selective about where we invest our time and energy, recognizing that our relationships are a reflection of who we are and what we value. This understanding helps us form deeper, more meaningful connections, and allows us to let go of relationships that no longer serve our well-being. The ability to assess relationships with this level of clarity and authenticity is a rare and valuable trait that comes with age. Furthermore, unshakable self-awareness allows us to set boundaries in a way that preserves our emotional and mental well-being. We become more adept at recognizing our limits and are better able to communicate those limits to others. This is essential for maintaining balance in our lives, ensuring that we do not overextend ourselves or sacrifice our own needs for the sake of others. With this self-awareness, we are also better equipped to make decisions that prioritize our well-being, whether it's in terms of our health, time, or emotional energy. Ultimately, the self-awareness that comes with age empowers us to live a life that is true to ourselves. We no longer feel the need to chase after external validation or conform to societal pressures. Instead, we are guided by a deep understanding of who we are, what we value, and what we want out of life. This unshakable self-awareness not only leads to greater fulfillment, but also fosters a sense of inner peace and confidence. We become more intentional in our choices, more authentic in our relationships, and more aligned with our true selves. It is a powerful trait that makes us more resilient, more connected, and ultimately more valuable in the years that follow.